Okay, people. 3/18/2017. Saturday morning at ya. Well, my videos don't do very good, but that's okay. You know, I get to vent. So, yesterday I got to thinking about the first day of school for CODENAMED Nicha, District 200, Sedalia, Missouri. And we were, as you might have known from previous videos, John and I had been trying to fix up that old downtown house, the one that my mother didn't even want to loan me any money for a down payment on. We had to work it out with the seller, which was fine. It worked. Excuse me, I'm drinking a soda. So when he got his VA awards money, that's what we began to do. And it still wasn't in leaps and bounds like I'm able to do more like now. It was, here's a little project here, we can knock this one out this next weekend, we'll get the stuff while we're out here today, you know, at the shopping center, whatever, near the hardware store or something, you know what I mean. And, we hadn't bought her any clothes. And she didn't come with very many. And it was just kind of horrifying to me that she had this old pair of woman's jeans on that were held up around the waist. She was quite thin, with like 7 huge safety pins, taking them up so they wouldn't fall off. They must have been someone's there at the commune or intentional community, whichever. And they said, well, here's a pair, you know, do what you can with them. Well, what do you expect when you move to a place that you give all your money to some old guy and then squawk about not having any? Who are you really helping with that? So, I didn't have anything there at the house, but I knew my mother saved clothes from me and Carol. So she, of course, is the first one we hit up her clothes. And she had them all clean and folded, pressed down in boxes. So, of course, there were jeans that she could wear that, you know, some things, the style changed slightly, as you know, on some things, or the style will come back. But to most kids, and she wasn't all that fashion inclined, as you can tell by the pants with the safety pins in them, that jeans were jeans right then. Something to wear, something to keep covered up with, something to go out in the yard with, go camping with, whatever else. So yeah, my mom went up to her upstairs and got these boxes down. So we went over and got them, and that's what she started with. This and that, second-handed jeans. And that's how I was when I grew up. I got Carol's old stuff a lot of the times. Sometimes I disliked it greatly, but it was something to wear. Okay? Wasn't going to win no pageant with it, but I was covered. And that's the gist of it. Clothes are to cover people. And then, of course, you've got different levels. But we weren't leveling up to anything, so clothes is clothes. You get my drift. And I remember specifically one pair of painter's pants. With a little loop on the side, you know what painter's pants are. And they had like little brush strokes of color that was designed into the fabric. And I thought they were real cute. Size 9. Well, they fit her pretty good. She needed like a size 7 or 8. But at least they weren't those bagging things with all the safety pins in them. And she had gum boots with a big old hole. What good are those? So we had to pretty much start at square one. You know? And we did have our little laughs about it. It was like, well, you're past that now. You know? You're in the real world now. Try to get going their pace. Well, that wasn't really enough. There was a selection of dresses, but hey, they were so out of style, I didn't want her to have to wear those. You know how kids can be. You get to school and you got the wrong thing on. They're going to hate on you. They're going to hate on you. They're going to dog you. They're going to sweat your dog. They're going to make you wish you were dead. So I called my acquaintance that we had reacquainted with through the cafe on Main Street that her big brother, I mentioned in a video last night, had taken on a small part-time cook assistant job so he could buy sci-fi books at the local bookstore. He loved those things. And my friend said, yeah, I understand. Come on over. My daughter's got some stuff. She doesn't need her one anymore. We'll give it to you. Problem solved. So John took me over there. She'd already gotten ahead of me and got them out. Had them stacked up. So basically all we did was sit there and have a cup of tea on her front porch. And for 15 minutes I was away. Well, trying to light a darn cigarette. Called John. He came back to get me. And that too would have been a time if there had been a rape. She would have said something to the effect of, well, she was gone for 15 minutes and blam, 2,100 times happened. You know what I mean? Sorta, kinda. But no. And I didn't have any reason to think so, or I wouldn't have gone over there. It was one of the rare times I was away. And I'd mentioned it before, even years back. That came to my mind. So anyway, we got the clothes in. Dang lighter. And some of them needed pressed a little. They'd been in a bag. Well, even if they'd been boxed and folded, they probably need pressed a little. So I helped her get the ironing board out. Got the iron hooked up. Got the heat shield plate, or whatever you call it, iron plate, heat plate, sitting there. And I said, have at it. School starting tomorrow. She was going to look nice. It was her first day. I'd done my bit. John had done his bit. Everybody was pulling for her. I went to sit down in front of the TV. Very close proximity. It was like just a few steps from the kitchen door to the family room. Next thing you know, she's coming in there, holding the dress up with a big iron burn in it. Even with the heat plate setting right there, smart aleck, codenamed Nicha, set the iron on the dress. It was a cute little sundress that my friend had brought over from France. And I thought that would be adorable to start school in. She would look like a normal person. It had spaghetti straps. It was just cute. And she had something upstairs, like a shrug or a sweater that she could put on her arms if it was a little chilly, which it might have been the next morning, at the bus stop, which was just at the end of our property on the corner of 2nd in Washington. I was mad. She burnt that dress, and something told me she had done it on purpose. And it just made me so mad. If I had done something like that, my mother would have come all kinds of off the wall at me. A hole cleared through it. It didn't just scorch it, it went through. It even burnt the top of my ironing thing. How could that not have been deliberate? She was right there. She just didn't want to do it. She'd had all those commune ladies and other kids, yada yada, and family at that commune doing for her for so long that she had become so spoiled and rotten spoiled. I do mean spoiled rotten. And had this little attitude like she did not have to do it. Well, there was no one else around that was going to do it for her. It wasn't going to be me. Like I said, I'd done my bit. I got the clothes there for her with John. We had done our share. All she had to do was press it a little bit, hang it up, so the next morning it didn't look like it had been slept in. So I guess she thought she was going to get to wear something else. This is where I pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I said, you know what? I did care that you looked good and looked nice to start the school year in a new place. But now I'm mad, and I don't care, and you're going to wear that dress burn hole and all. And she did. She had to wear that. I don't care. Her dad agreed with me. You can act defiant. You're going to play this game. We got a game, too. And you keep playing, and you're going to find out. It's part of why he's in prison. She didn't like me. And she probably never even learned. That's the sad part. Because John, who I'm pointing at here in this image on my screen, had to put it on me. After her mom, Becky, called, I guess she had gotten to the same murderous degree that I had, with this impudence, and just was afraid she would kill her daughter. So even though she had told them that he had been dead for 13 years, suddenly, okay, I've had enough, you're going to your dad's. Calls John. Had nothing to do with us trying to get him, believe it. And sorry for my cold and sniffling. I did take Mucilex and a Tylenol. But I'm going to have to come back in the next video. She thought she was going to game me. He's in prison because of a game, okay? We'll talk about this some more.